Welcome, everyone, to the Spiritual Sanctuary Wisdom for the Divine Feminine. I'm your host, Bertena, priestess, teacher, healer, and guide on the winding path of soul awakening. Now, today, I want to share something deeply personal. I want to talk to you about my journey to becoming a priestess, how it changed my life, why it matters even today, and the vision that I hold for ancient arts, the Priestess Academy. This is my dream, my goal, my retirement plan, as everyone knows. And so, this story or this episode is both a story and an invitation for you. So, before I tell you my story, I want to really connect us with a question. I want you to ask yourself, what is a priestess? Now, a priestess is not simply just a title. Whenever I hear the word priestess before, I would think about it being someone who looked very glamorous, who wore wonderful robes, who led lots of women. And that's partially true because when we're in our divine feminine, we women are glamorous, we are beautiful. But I didn't really know what a priestess was. And I didn't really understand that I was already playing that role. So a priestess isn't, as I said before, isn't just a title. It's a bridge, and it's between the seen and the unseen world. It's between the inner and outer worlds, and it's between the ancient and the present. She holds sacred space. What does that mean? That means that, like right now, I'm holding space for you. Any of my classes, I hold space for you to feel comfortable, to ask questions, to grow, to discover, to trust your intuition, and to just be who you are. Priestesses know ceremonies, rituals, and the cycles of nature. And that's something I'm learning and growing with. And I think anyone who takes on this role, we just don't step in and we aren't just perfect. We tend to grow as we can. We listen to our intuition deeply. And that doesn't just mean with tarot cards or anything like that, but just really knowing when we have issues, when we have things going on, when people are being dishonest, when people need help. We help guide those people and ourselves through healing and initiation and transformation. We carry the flame of the divine feminine. We work with shadow because we understand that shadow is as important as the light. We can't have light without shadow. And we walk with humility, with courage, and with devotion. In ancient times, priestesses served in temples, communities, and they also served goddesses. Many of you all know I have advanced university degrees in sociology, criminology, and history. And the sociology was great because I learned about cultures and I learned about rituals and I learned about religion and also have degrees in religion too, religious studies, I'm sorry. And but my favorite, which I never really got to teach, was ancient civilization. My history focus was either in ancient times or in Victorian era times. And really, when you look at it, it is the time when spirituality was at its highest. And we can get into that on another day. I could talk about that all day long. But in ancient times, priestesses were oracles and we were healers and we were midwives and scholars and storytellers, and we kept the mystic knowledge. Now, whenever I talk about level 1 and level 2 later at the Ancient Art of the Priestess Academy, level 1 kind of tells you in depth more of what I'm talking about with what priestesses do. The second level is 52 days, 52 weeks, I'm sorry, of goddesses. And we're not looking at worshiping goddesses, we're looking at the gifts that that archetype has given us. What are some things that we see of ourselves in Isis or Lilith or Brigitte or any of the rest of them. And we began to create rituals and daily studies in that class. And that's why it's really important that you do the first level before you go on and do Rose Priestess or the Water Priestess or the Forest Priestess, and you choose a title such as that because we're starting to rise again. We need to look at where everything was and then where we're going to. Now, in the modern world, as we tie back to here, a priestess can be a mother who's tending to her home with intuition. You just know what your home feels like. You connect to your home. It's a healer offering energy work or Reiki readings or guidance, an activist standing for justice, a teacher, a mentor, a coach, a therapist. You may be a woman reclaiming your voice, your intuition, or your purpose, and the priestess path will really help you strengthen that. But we don't need a temple of stone, we have a temple inside of us. I did Rebecca Campbell's Inner Temple classroom, and I really enjoyed the Inner Temple Oracle that she made that went along with that. And it's really looking at the fact that everything that we need is inside of us. This card here, the Chamber of Soul Gifts. Are you going to walk through that chamber with me? Because part of being a priestess is finding your soul gifts. Now, I didn't grow up expecting to be a priestess. I actually kind of wanted to be a princess. But I wasn't raised in a coven or a temple. I was raised in the church. I know biblical studies. I didn't set out on this path, I didn't have it mapped out. It kind of began quietly. I began studying the history, and I was really intrigued by ancient civilizations, and I was intrigued by women in history. And then I began with learning Reiki, teaching meditation, teaching yoga. And through that, I went through the dark night of the soul a few times. I had a few awakenings, a few realizations. And I trained and I studied and I traveled and I read and I surrendered and I broke open and I healed and I rebuilt and I came out where I am today. I have been attuned not only to Reiki, but the ancient feminine mysteries. I study priestess traditions such as Avalon, the rose lineages, goddesses, energy work, intuitiveness, and the initiatory path for the divine feminine. And somewhere along studying, I stopped becoming a priestess and I realized that I was already one. Not because of a title or a certificate or because someone gave me permission to say that, but because I answered the call, because my soul began to remember who I was. And that's what I want for you. Not to learn how to become something outside yourself, but to remember the priestess within you. She's always been there. And that is a lot of the reasons why I am looking to do something daily and weekly with each of you to try to help walk with your path because the world is changing. Women are waking up, they're feeling the ache of needing more. They're remembering the old ways, the ways of intuition and connection and ritual and healing and just wanting the wisdom. So, if you feel pulled to goddess energy, the divine feminine, healing work, moon cycles, magic and rituals, sacred space, increasing your intuition, and even listening to ancient stories, or what I feel like more important is really simply becoming more of who you are, then you're ready to hear the priestess call. And this path is not for the perfect. Trust me, I'm not perfect. I'm not even close to perfect. But it is for those that are called, and your soul would not be calling you if you weren't ready. So I have been for a while creating an online in person hybrid type academy, the ancient arts of the Priestess Academy, because I saw that women needed something more than a class. They needed a path. And I tried doing things in person, I tried doing things online, and I always felt like I was leaving people out. And so I wanted to create a path that incorporated both the online and in person aspects, that's gentle and sacred and flexible and feminine. And it's not like a quick certification, it's not a 1 week workshop. I love those day and week workshops that we do, but it is a multi-year spiritual devotion. It's a journey that you can step into and out of as life flows. Level 1, you can do in just a few hours. It really just introduces you to what a priestess is, a little bit more than what I'm doing right now. Level 2 is a week by week priestess study. Now, if life happens and you get behind, you can get back on track, you can catch up. We're going to be meeting the second Thursday of the month. So even if you get behind, you can still do a Zoom meeting. We're also going to be meeting on the fourth Sunday in person at Cosmic. And it's one of those things that, as I said before, you can step into and out of. And there's no wrong way to walk this path. Some women stay for a season, some for years, and some for lifetimes. Now, as I said before, level 1 is completely free. Teaches you what a priestess is, how the path works, basic rituals. And only thing you have to do is say, I'm ready. Go to bertena.org, BERTENA.org, and click on classes and find level 1. It's free. Now, level 2 is where the priestess path becomes alive. Each week, you're going to meet a goddess. You're going to study her myth, her rituals, her symbols, her sacred lessons, journal prompts, and embodiment practice. And you begin to understand the different priestess lineages. Are you a rose priestess, a lunar priestess, a hearth, water, warrior, creatrix, oracle, or even more? Forest. You begin to see which goddess energy resonates within your soul. And it's not just learning, it is remembering. You stay in level 2 for about a year, and it becomes a rhythm, a practice, a companion. And then after level 2, I'll be opening up mid-year of next year the path of the Rose Priestess, the path of the Water Priestess, and the Forest Priestess. The reason why I'm opening up mid-year is because you'll know if you are ready to incorporate more of that. Now, these are advanced paths. So you can choose one of the 3 above. You can choose all 3 over time, or you can return to level 2 and practice again. You have access to all of this forever. The first Thursday of the month is a free welcoming of the divine feminine. The second Thursday of the month is our meetup. The third Thursday is a paid class of embodying everything even more for the general person. That is $25. And the fourth Thursday will be just a general either book club or a virtual get together. In person, we'll have a third or fourth Sunday get together in person at Cosmic Connections. And we're going to start doing Wheel of the Year celebrations at Cosmic. Those will be on Sundays or Mondays, and those are paid. Those will be $35. So if you do everything that I do, not including in-person classes, if you do this $99 class, the $25 class on Thursdays, and the 35 class on Sunday, that's about 100. Well, the 99's for a year, it's not for a month. And 25 and 35 is 60. So $60 a month. You will be embedded in the priestess path. Now, this isn't a rush start. You can join at any point. You can step in and out. There's no pressure. There's no perfection. There's no deadlines. But if you want to talk more, you can join us on December 11th at 7 p.m. on Zoom for a live question and answer gathering about all of this. You can bring your questions, your hesitations, your excitement, or just listen. It's a beautiful way to feel into whether this path is right for you. So just remember that I'm here for you, no matter what you choose. You may choose to take on this path at another time. But the thing is, though, it is lifetime. So once you're joined, you're in. And once you, if you get off the path, you can get on the path. So I want to thank you for walking the sacred path with me today. All you have to do is go to bertena.org, Bertena.org, and enroll in level 1 for free. You'll get signed up for my newsletter, you'll get linked to the community, and you'll get a video of how to work with the website. And if you're feeling the nudge to learn more, just join us on December 11th at 7 p.m. on Zoom with a Q&A about the Priestess Path. And then also on December the 17th at 7 p.m. on Zoom, I'm going to go over all the in-person classes that I'm doing at Cosmic. And that is free as well. So all you have to do is just log on to the website, bertena.org. Email me, bertena@bertena.org. But the thing is, though, I want you to rise. I want you to remember, and I want you to return to your true self. I hope I'll see you inside of the temple. I hope you have a wonderful day.